beneath a sky heavy with the weight of centuries. The ancient kingdom of Northumbria sprawls across the northern reaches of England, a land of jagged cliffs, windswept moors, and forests that whisper secrets older than the stones of Hadrian's Wall, stretching from the restless waters of the Humber to the mist-shrouded Firth of Forth. It is a realm where time seems to falter, where the echoes of forgotten gods mingle with the hymns of early saints. Northumberland, Durham, and Yorkshire, once the beating heart of this kingdom, form a tapestry of rugged beauty and restless spirits, a place where history and myth entwine like ivy over a crumbling keep. Long before the Romans carved their roads or the Normans raised their castles, Northumbria was a frontier of the soul. The first Christian missionaries, cloaked in coarse wool and armed with unyielding faith, stepped into a land alive with unseen forces. To the native Celts and Norse settlers, the world pulsed with otherworldly presence. Ogres lurked in the fog-choked hollows, elves danced in the gloaming beneath ancient oaks, and ghouls stirred restlessly in the shadow of barrow mounds. These were no mere fancies, but a living cosmology, as real as the bite of winter or the gleam of a blade. The missionaries, undaunted, declared these spirits powerless, mere shadows before the light of their new God. With prayer and the cross, they sought to banish the old ways, and the people, hungry for wonders, watched closely. The saints of Northumbria did not disappoint. Their miracles, woven into the oral tapestry of the land, burned bright in the imaginations of those who heard them. St. Cuthbert, a shepherd whose heart turned to heaven, sought solitude on the storm-lashed rock of Coquette Isle. There, amid the howl of wind and the crash of waves, he knelt in prayer, his voice a quiet defiance against the tempest. From the churning grey sea rose to monstrous forms, scaled, ancient, their eyes gleaming with the weight of uncounted years. Yet they did not strike. Instead, they bowed before the saint, their massive heads lowered in reverence, accepting his blessing before sinking back into the abyss. The tale spread like salt on the wind, proof that even the wildest forces of the deep could kneel to sanctity. Not all miracles were so gentle. In the shadowed nave of Howden's church, a woman of ill repute dared to rest upon the cold stone tomb of St. Oswin. Her defiance was fleeting. The air thickened, the light dimmed, and unseen hands seized her, pinning her to the slab. Her garments tore as if clawed by spectral talons, her skin lashed by an invisible scourge. She stumbled from the church, bruised and trembling, her screams echoing through the East Riding. The story became a sermon in itself, a stark reminder that the saints brooked no insolence, their wrath as fierce as their mercy was profound. These holy men were not merely wonder workers, but tacticians, wielding faith as deftly as a warrior wields a sword. St. Cuthbert, ever ascetic, built a cell of rough stone on Farne Island, where he endured the biting northeasterly gales that tore at his sparse frame. His solitude was a testament, a challenge to the elements themselves. In AD 651, when fire and sword threatened the coastal fortress of Bamberg, St. Aidan stood firm. As raiders' flames licked the wooden ramparts, he raised his hands to the heavens, his voice cutting through the chaos. The wind, as if summoned, veered sharply, driving the blaze back upon the attackers and sparing the town. Such feats were not mere miracles, but acts of divine strategy, proof that Northumbria's saints could bend the very forces of nature to their will. Yet no prayer could stem the tide of iron that came with the Norsemen. Their longships, dragon-proud and swift, sliced through the North Sea's mists. Bearing raiders who became settlers, their gods and stories sinking roots into the northern soil. The Vikings left their mark not only in blood, but in language and landscape. Place names still bear their stamp. Toft for a field tamed from the wild, Thorpe for a humble hamlet, Thwaite for a clearing hewn from forest or fen. Yorkshire's three ridings, those ancient divisions, trace their name to the Norse Thrythjongor, a third part of a greater whole. Less tangible but no less potent are the tales they brought, sagas of frost giants and cunning spirits that wove seamlessly into Celtic lore. From this fusion sprang creatures like the boggart of Bunting Nook, a shapeshifter said to haunt the Yorkshire dales, its presence marked by missing lambs, overturned milk pails, and the unshakable sense of eyes watching from the dark. The Vikings, in time, became part of Northumbria's blood, their axes laid down, their gods softened by the cross. But peace was fleeting. The borderlands, where England and Scotland gnashed against one another, bred a new kind of warrior. The moss troopers, half bandit, half soldier, who rustled cattle and struck from the mist. From this turbulent soil rose heroes like Harry Percy, Shakespeare's Hotspur, a man whose fiery spirits seemed to embody the land itself. His name is still spoken with pride, and locals swear the guttural burr of the Northumbrian are echoes a speech defect of the man himself, as if the dialect carries his defiance across the centuries. As swords gave way to industry, Northumbria's hills shuddered with the rhythm of coal picks. The mines, black and labyrinthine, became the region's lifeblood, but they too were steeped in shadow. Durham's colliers, faces smudged with soot, sang ballads of humour and heartbreak, some mocking the back-breaking work, others mourning the disasters that claimed entire shifts. Among the older miners, belief in the uncanny endured. They spoke of spectral warnings, a cold breath on the neck, a faint knock on the pit props, the fleeting glimpse of a comrade long dead in an earlier collapse. When a man fell to rock or flame, his spirit, they said, lingered in the dark, bound to the place of his undoing, a guardian against future calamity. In Northumbria, the past is never truly past. It clings to the land like the mists that drift across its moors, seeping into every stone and story. Along the weathered spine of Hadrian's Wall, legend whispers that King Arthur sleeps in a hidden cave, his knights at his side, their swords gleaming faintly in the dark, awaiting the hour of Britain's greatest need. Even in the modern age, the region's enchantment persists. In 1920, two girls in a Yorkshire garden captured images of fairies, delicate winged figures dancing among the flowers. The photographs, clear and inexplicable, captivated the world, convincing even the sharp mind of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Though skeptics scoffed, the Cottingley fairies remain a testament to Northumbria's enduring magic. A reminder that here, the impossible feels just a heartbeat away. This is a land where every ruin tells a tale, where every gust carries a whisper of the divine or the demonic. Northumbria's hills, scarred by mine and blade, stand as sentinels over a history that refuses to fade. To walk its paths is to tread the border between truth and legend, to feel the weight of 1,000 years pressing close. Here, in the shadow of saints and the echo of sagas, every story, no matter how wild, seems poised to come alive once more. Many thanks for treading this tale's path. If its chill gripped you, like, follow, subscribe, and comment below.